The garden brings out your kindness. The garden brings out the best in people. When you're outside and you're experiencing the awe of nature. So it is important for us to get outside in our gardens. Even during the winter months, it's best to actually get out into the garden every day. Just look at it, admire it, and be in awe of your plants and the possibilities that the garden gives us. And to have an awesome life. How to have an awesome life through nature and creation and experience it every day. That's what the researchers say that we need to do, to experience awe every day. Good morning and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It is a blustery, cold morning here in the Northeast. We just experienced a nor'easter filled with rain and some sleet. But we didn't get much of the snow that they were forecasting. But everything is still kind of glistening, the grass and the plants from the ice that you can see that developed overnight. You can see the ice on the deck. My little floral arrangement is doing very well here. And I'm sure that the soil is frozen. So that means that they'll be in there for the winter. And hopefully they will keep their form and shape. But the sky is a beautiful blue. I'm definitely in awe of it. And the sun shining bright. In the wintertime, the sun plays such a major part of the garden. Because when the sun is shining on the garden, it just makes everything seem and appear so alive. I am really admiring my grass. I'm really admiring the grass here in the garden. And the sun just adds that sparkle to the blades. Hello, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be here with you today, and I hope all is well with you. Yes, I am here by my Christmas tree, bringing in some of the greenery from outside inside of the house so that I can still experience the garden. Well, I was reading in this magazine and it was just so exciting to see what it had to say concerning the garden and being in awe of the garden. And you know, I like to say that the garden is my therapy. Well, this magazine that I got, it's upside down, The Science of Emotions, in it there was an article that talks about how to have an awesome life. And this particular researcher from California, he said that when one is out in the garden and you see something really special. You see a robin's egg, or you see birds flying around and eating at the bird feeder, or drinking water at the bird bath, or when you're able to acknowledge and recognize a beautiful bloom that has never come forth before, but now it's bloomed, that it puts you in awe. And that feeling of awe then triggers your body to heal, and it helps to remove inflammation in your body. And when I read that, I was like, what? Yes, that's the power of the garden. And so I was so excited to see that he even mentioned that when you go outside and you look and stare at the trees, and you look at the beauty of the different pine trees and the different evergreens, that it triggers within you an awe. And with that in nature, when you are in awe of nature, that it actually brings a healing, a wholeness to your body and your mind and your thoughts. Let's take a look at my azalea. Oh, by the way, my husband did clear this section. He ran over it with the lawnmower, and it's really done a good thing. Now, this branch here fell off this tree from that storm yesterday. I'm just going to put it over here. But the azalea is looking okay. And I put these pebbles in here. So I have some pine needles, and I also have some pine bark that I'm going to also put in here. And that will help to feed the azalea. But it's beautiful, and it's holding its leaves, so that's a good thing. I was a little concerned about it, but I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's open and it's exposed, but it gets the morning sun and the afternoon sun, so I think it will do fine. It'll do well. It'll be fine. I read that mulching the azalea with pine bark, and I believe these pine cones, will help to insulate the azalea that I have out there a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is just cut up the pine bark or the pine needles and place it in there along with the mulch of the stones, the gravel stones, along with the pine needles, and I believe that will help to insulate the azalea plant. It'll help to insulate the azalea plant a little bit more. So let me get started. I got these branches from my Christmas tree, and I just clipped the bottom branches, and with the pine cones I'm going to now put them in the pot. Kind of weigh it down a little bit. I think that looks very pretty. And I was just really impressed with that. And I was saying to myself, I've been going out and looking at the garden, and I'm saying to myself, wow, this garden really has nothing much to offer right now. It's not like springtime where you have the beautiful tulips and all these other things. And yet, every time I go out and I look and I'm in the garden, I am in awe of what I see. I see the green grass, and I see the changing of the stems and the shrubs, and then how the evergreens just stand out. It's almost like this is their time to show up and show out. And it's just so beautiful. So when he talks about being in awe of creation, I said, oh, we're onto something here. Yes. And when I say that my garden is my therapy, then truly that is exactly what it is. So I want to share with you what I did. I wanted to put this pot here, this column here, because I believe that it would just add a lot of beauty here in this space. These are the roots of the hostas, which have been here for a while, and it makes a really beautiful ring. And I've been wanting to figure out what I want to put here in the center to really accent here in the garden, and I think this came out so good. My husband had bought that pot for me, and I had put my Japanese maple in it, but then I've transferred it and put it in a different part of the garden. But it's the same design and color as the one on the other side where the azalea is located. But I think this came out really good. It took me about like 5 minutes to put it together, to stack it up inside, just to keep it stable, are some bricks and some pebbles, and I did not take out the drain hole. There is a hole there, so it's actually the water is still in it, which is fine. It'll just freeze over, and it's plastic, so it'll be fine. But I really like how it turned out. I'm very satisfied with it. It's very pretty, and I know it'll look good in the spring. That's the good thing about the garden at this time. You're able to look at the structures and see what you want to add and what you want to take away. So do you see over there? Yep. So that one is there. And then we have the bird bath in the middle. And then we're able to come all the way over here to this one, this section. I like that. And then I thought about how at this time of the season, how important it is to have some sort of green in your house, with either a tree or a house plant or something, and how tradition has actually set it up for us to be able to do that. So I was excited about it. Let me just read a little bit of what it says here. It says here, where does awe come from? It says, in studies across 28 cultures, we have found the two main sources of awe are other people and nature. Yes, he says, we are awed not only by genius, but also by kindness. A woman giving birth may trigger this emotion. So can children playing. Religious rites and great music, art, and architecture may also give you goosebumps, a physical result of awe. But then I liked the study that they had. He said this. He says, how it helps us. Being in the presence of something transcendent makes us feel less important in a good way. When we are in Yosemite, we draw ourselves as smaller. In our awe, research people describe feeling small. I feel like a tiny speck in the universe. And then he says, in fact, awe may actually make us nicer. He said, in one UC Berkeley study, researchers had one group of people gaze up at a eucalyptus tree for 1 minute, and another group looked at a nondescript building. Then the researchers stumbled and dropped pens. The people with the amazing view picked up more pens that the researchers had dropped. After walking in the woods, you come out feeling at peace with other people, and that makes you more likely to notice and assist others in need. So the garden brings out your kindness. The garden brings out the best in people. When you're outside and you're experiencing the awe of nature. So it is important for us to get outside in our gardens, even during the winter months, or to go for a walk, or visit an arboretum, or just walk in the park. All of that brings goodness to us and helps our immune system and increases our ability to fight off disease. And what better time than now that we need to do that? So I believe also when people watch our videos of the garden, that too helps to bring about a peace. What do you think? Do you agree? And it helps us to feel better and at ease too, because our imagination is actively involved in what we're watching. But I think even better still, it's best to actually get out into the garden every day. Just look at it, admire it, and be in awe of your plants and the possibilities that the garden gives us. So we have been gathering up the leaves, the oak leaves, and putting them here. And what my husband is doing is crushing them and putting them in this pile here. And what we're going to do, allow the leaves to settle in And then in the springtime, we are going to move it out and cover it up with, look for the compost, because underneath will be compost. And then we can use that to spread around the garden. Now, there's still things that I need to pick up here, as you can see. But overall, this area was fairly productive. I just needed to handle it a little better. This is still a work in progress. But for the last 3 years, it has produced, which is a good thing. You can see here the cabbage actually looks very good here. And it's amazing that it's still surviving here in my garden. Well, if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What does your garden mean to you? Are you in awe of your garden? How are you bringing in the garden into your home? Do you have a Christmas tree? Do you have house plants? What are you doing to make you feel in awe of life? Yes, and to have an awesome life. How to have an awesome life through nature and creation and experience it every day. That's what the researchers say that we need to do, to experience awe every day. Well, Lady Wisdom says that you are wonderful. You are beautiful. You're God's. No. Yeah, Lady Wisdom says that. But also, I hope that you will come and I want to tell you that this is the time to see how beautiful life can be in spite of all the other things that are happening around us, that we can bring in the awe and the joy of life and have an awesome life. So thank you so much for joining me here at Catherine's Garden, and see you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.